It was a cold, grey morning in the city, and the streets were alive with hurried footsteps and distant car horns. Amid the bustle, a little girl named Emma stood on the corner, clutching a small doll with worn-out hair and button eyes. Her pink sweater was faded, her jeans slightly torn at the knees, and her eyes, wide, tearful but filled with something pure, carried a silent plea that most people passed by without noticing. She wasn't begging for money, not exactly. She was looking for hope. For weeks, her mother, Sarah, had been lying sick in a small, dim apartment on the edge of town. Medical bills had piled up like a mountain too high to climb, and the doctors had all said the same cruel words, without treatment. She doesn't have much time. Emma had sold her toys, her books, even her bicycle, but it still wasn't enough. So that morning, with courage far bigger than her small frame, she decided to walk into the city and find someone who could help. When the sleek black car stopped at the red light beside her, Emma's heart raced. Inside sat a man in a sharp grey suit, a gold watch glinting on his wrist. He looked important, the kind of person who could make things happen. She hesitated, then took a trembling step closer and whispered, "Sir, my mom is sick. Can you help her?" The man, startled, turned his head. He saw the bruise on her cheek, the desperation in her voice, and something inside him stirred, a memory buried deep beneath layers of wealth and routine. His name was Alexander Grant, a self-made millionaire known for his business empire and even more for his cold, distant demeanor. People admired him, feared him, envied him, but no one really knew him. And for years, he had convinced himself he didn't need anyone. But looking at that little girl, for the first time in a long time, he felt human again. He asked her where she lived. She told him about the tiny apartment, the unpaid bills, the mother who coughed through the night. Most people would have driven away, assuming it was just another story on the streets, but Alexander didn't. Something about her voice wouldn't let him go. "Get in," he said softly. She hesitated, clutching her doll tighter, but his eyes were kind and his voice, though firm, held no threat. When they reached her home, he followed her up the creaky stairs to a door barely hanging on its hinges. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of sickness and struggle. Sarah lay on a thin mattress, her face pale but still beautiful in a tired way. She tried to sit up when she saw him, confusion and embarrassment flashing across her face. "I'm sorry," she whispered weakly. "She shouldn't have bothered you." Alexander shook his head. "She did the right thing," he said gently. That day, something changed. He called his private doctor immediately, paid for every test, every medicine, and even arranged for Sarah to be transferred to one of the best hospitals in the city. When the doctors discovered she had a treatable condition, Alexander didn't hesitate to cover all the expenses. For the first time in weeks, hope returned to Emma's little heart. She stayed by her mother's bedside, holding her hand, whispering, "You're going to be okay. Mama, the nice man is helping us." But what Emma didn't know was that Alexander wasn't just helping them out of pity. Years ago, he had lost his own mother to illness, because back then his family was poor and no one had stopped to help. Watching Sarah struggle reminded him of his past, and he swore he would never let another child go through what he did. Over the following days, he visited the hospital often, bringing food, toys, and even books for Emma. Slowly, laughter began to return to their lives. Sarah recovered faster than anyone expected, her strength returning along with her smile. And one day, as the sun streamed through the hospital window, she turned to Alexander and said softly, "You didn't just save my life. You gave my daughter her childhood back." Tears glistened in Alexander's eyes, something rare for a man who had built his world on steel and numbers. He realized that all his wealth, all his success, meant nothing compared to the joy of helping another human being. Before leaving, he made one final promise. He would set up a fund in Sarah's name to help single mothers struggling with medical expenses. It was his way of keeping the kindness alive, turning one act of compassion into a chain of miracles. Months later, Emma was back in school, her mother healthy and happy, and their small apartment replaced by a warm, sunlit home. Every week Alexander would visit, not as a savior but as family. He found peace he never knew he needed, and they found love they never expected. Their story spread through the city, inspiring others to give, to care, to stop for the next child on the corner, holding a doll and a dream. And so, dear viewer, this story isn't just about money, it's about heart. It's about the courage of a little girl who refused to give up, and the redemption of a man who rediscovered his humanity through kindness. No matter how small your gesture seems, it can change someone's world forever. So never ignore a cry for help. Never underestimate the power of compassion. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to our channel, because every week we bring you true tales of hope, courage, and transformation that remind the world that goodness still exists. One click can help us share more stories like Emma's and inspire others to make the world a kinder place. Subscribe now and be part of the change.